It is August 5th, 2019. We're here at 4623 Boxwood Drive in San Diego, California, 92117. We're here at the back of the house where this addition was put on, and this is right behind the bathroom where they have a 3-inch ABS cleanout with a 2.5-inch cleanout access point to that pipe. So this is all new pipe that was installed for the bathroom addition. Here we have a T-Junction right here. That'll be picking up the toilet and the bathtub. Actually, that first one was, first one was just our tub. Here's our toilet junction right here. Our 3-inch T-Junction for the toilet. There's one other bathroom in the house. It's clear on the other side of the house, more towards the front. So we'll see if this line runs completely separate to the front yard and then junctions in, or if it somehow was opened up and makes a left-hand turn to steer towards the other main. Okay, so it looks like right here we have a clean out. Back up here just a little bit. See some paste, that blue tape up there. That looks like a clean out access point there. So again, this is all new plastic ABS sewer pipe. Turn on the line right here. A little bit of standing water that's not draining out, so they don't have perfect downhill slope on this little portion of the line here. You can see some paper and things floating around. So this wasn't put in perfectly to code. It may have been inspected, we don't know. Also, during the process of backfilling and tampering, it's possible if they didn't have it all set during the a bunch of paper towel or wipes possibly right there. That doesn't look like toilet paper. Usually it'll fall apart. So this is kind of the problem when you obviously don't have downhill slope. At some point the line is going to have to go back up, and when it does this, you create this sag or belly to the line, or if they just didn't achieve it for a very long run. We'll see if we come out of this, but this is what happens. You get all this hard debris, toilet paper, wipes, anything else that gets put down, feces, doesn't drain down out of the system. The water can move through, but the heavy material collects at this rough spots here. So we'll move through all of this paper and debris here. So see, we're still pushing that debris ahead of our camera. We're just coming out of the water here. You can see all that paper and debris. So here's the end of that little sag or belly. We're still pushing that in front of our camera here, trying to get that to drain out. Blocking our view here. We'll hit this on the way back and look again and see how bad this sag belly is. We may go ahead and run some water too to kind of flush that out. So now we're back up and out of that and clear that debris. So we'll continue down the line here. It's still all plastic, so this is still all what was added. It's possible that T-Junction might have been where the other line was connecting in. We'll run some water to do a test on that as well. We have a turn on the system. Back up, that looks like a clean out T-Junction right there. So there must be another clean out T-Junction. May have not been brought to surface or might be covered by the landscaping, but that's a T-Junction right there. and it's making this downward turn. We're going literally almost straight down. Now we're making the transition back to horizontal here. So we're out quite a distance. So what we're going to do is see if we can get past this point by going from, of course, this clean out axis we just saw there. So we're going to pull our camera, come back up this vertical. Okay, so here we go. So this is the first part of the vertical downturn right here. And then again, here's our other T-junction we can see. So we're going to back up to where we're flat. It's more difficult to locate hanging vertically down. We're going to pause the video here, see where we're at in the front yard. Okay, so we've located this area of the pipe. It is in the front yard, and as you're at the front of the house looking at it from the sidewalk, it's actually on the far right side. So I'm sure that we are tapping into the other bathroom or teeing in junction into the line from where we're at right here. So this area right here in the pipe is only a little over a foot deep in the front yard. We do not, however, see, as we continue forward again, just to show you this little T-junction right there, which is the property line clean out. It's buried under probably the large pebble rocks that they have right before the sidewalk. Maybe the current owner knows where it's at and can go ahead and show. Otherwise, it'll kind of have to be dug around to kind of somewhat in the area that we're going to put a flag. It's not exactly perfectly specific, but it's in that general area. We don't know how deep it is that they may have extended the pipe. It should be extended all the way up. It's possible they didn't, but more than likely just covered up slightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull back now just a little bit here. And we're going to go ahead and look at the other bathroom, which is, again, on the other side of the house, which is where this line eventually heads towards. But we want to go ahead and see if that is, of course, still the original cast iron on the other side of the house and how it junctions into this pipe. So we're going to leave this camera and push rod in the system so that we can see when they come together. Okay, so we moved over to the original bathroom here around the rooftop. There, of course, is no clean out for the original bathroom like most houses wouldn't. Here's the original 3-inch cast iron vent. This will lead directly into the beginning of the toilet and sewer line for this bathroom. So this is all right here, at least all original cast iron. There's a T-junction right there on the vent that allows it to pick up the other vents from the tub and the sink. We're now in the original cast iron pipe for this sewer pipe here. So very little scale or buildup of deposits. It looks really good so far. This should be headed straight out towards the front yard and is essentially should be turning into ABS in another 15 to 20 feet or so where it connects into the other bathroom. Okay, even less than that. So here you go. So here's our junction where we changed into ABS. This is probably right just outside the foundation wall. I'm trying to see if that junction is a clean out. Yes, you can see right here, there's a clean out. So there are clean outs on the front lawn. Same thing, we didn't really see them. They must be buried under the bark and the other debris, so we'll mark and locate that with a little flag. So, continue down the line here. So this is going to, of course, junction into the other bathroom that was added. There's a turn on the line. Going straight down. And here's our sweep, and we're going back into what appears to be the original 4-inch clay pipe that'll be headed out towards the street. It's a hard 90 here. It's gone out quite a distance. We have to push a little bit to get that to keep going. There we go. sure this clay pipe doesn't have any roots. Okay, so you can see a little bit of roots intruding here. So we have some roots intruding in the sewer pipe right here. This is probably getting close to the street side. We'll go ahead and mark and locate that. So we'll go ahead and take a quick snapshot photo of that, and then we'll come back and locate that, but we'll continue and push down the line right now. See the little web of roots all growing right there. So this will need maintenance only. No repair, just maintenance on clay. That's why we need to do uncover those other cleanouts in the front lawn, though, for the accessibility to clean that from short distances. No roots here, so it looks good at that junction. So far we only have one junction with roots. Here's the section junction. We do have roots intruding here as well, so this will require some maintenance over time and cleaning. Okay, it looks like our clay pipes can be ending shortly. Here we're going to be coming up to a green bell PVC pipe. You can see this green pipe in color. This is plastic pipe that the city put in. So this is going to be what they replaced. And this should be our last turn right here. We drop down into the city pipe itself. And there you go. There's our city line right there in the street. So this is the end of this lateral line for the house. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and pull back to the root locations and get marking and depth readings of those two locations. Okay, so we've located the second root intrusion here, the farthest one out. This is almost in the middle of the street. It's about 4.5 feet deep. We marked this with a green paint dot in the street to denote where the distance is that it needs to be cleaned out to. So we're going to go ahead now and pull back to the first intrusion we found in the clay pipe. Okay, so here's our first root intrusion. Again, also a small one's going to need to be maintained, though. There's a lot of trees on this street, so they'll continue to grow. So it can simply be hydrojetted or also flex shaft chain knocker system to remove all those, and then treated every 9 to 10 months with a foaming chemical treatment that even the homeowner can put down from the cleanouts once those are brought covered in the front yard to keep these from growing back in the line. So we're going to pause and locate and mark this out. Okay, so we've located this intrusion. This is just barely over 4 feet deep, and this is literally just at the curb and the street where they come together. We've got that marked with a green paint dot as well. So we'll now go ahead and pull back our cable here, and we're going to go ahead and we pushed our other camera forward a little bit more to see if we pass the intersection where they come together, and actually can see that on the screen here. Here's our 90-degree turn coming up and there's our other camera. So we pushed that in, so we wanted to show where the two intersect. So get this little debris. So again here, back this up a second. So as we come across right here, as soon as we make this vertical downturn, you can see this is actually a T-junction sitting underneath it, and that's where the other camera is that we pushed forward a few feet that we were in. And we'll pull that back over one more time to again locate that clean out that we had noted. So this horizontal line here now, we're going to go ahead and pause while we go ahead and pull back to go ahead and find the other clean out that we did see not too far past the foundation wall, to mark that out. Okay, so we pulled our camera back to the ABS in the front yard for this original side of the house. So the plastic, again, that was put in, you can see that clean out T right there. That one sweeps back into the house. We've marked this with a green flag underground. The pipe is about 1 feet 11 inches deep, but again, the clean out T was brought close to surface, but it is not immediate. So there's a bed of rocks right next to the bushes outside the foundation wall of the house, and they're not exposed above ground. So they're going to be really close. They just need to be brought to surface so that the roots can be maintained. And of course, if there's any other stoppage, then the line can be cleaned out from this side of the house. So that's the clean out that sweeps back into the house. And as we pull back inward here, there's the other clean out T vertically, where all that debris looks like it's kind of caked up and coated. That's the other T that sweeps away from the house. So they're within just 1.5 feet of each other. And so again, we've got that marked with the green flag. Not much digging should need to be done, but then just need to extend those up to surface. Or if they're really close, once it's dug up, you can put a green cover lid box over for access rather than just cutting or extending the pipe with some adapters. So we're going to go ahead and pull this camera back out. Again, you can see that the cast iron here is in good condition. This is all under the slab of the house, so that's a good thing, of course. The only thing that we are going to try to look at on this side of the house still, of course, will be the kitchen line. There is a clean out for the kitchen, and so we will see if that doesn't have too much buildup. We'll try to go through that line. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this cable right here, getting close to the beginning so that we can see when the kitchen dumps into the main sewer and interacts with this other push rod cable. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so we're back to the original camera we went through from the addition that was added, the plastic sewer pipe, and we've pulled back to the area that had the sag or belly that's holding water. It was holding all that debris, and the water doesn't drain out as well, of course. So right here we have a little bit of standing water. We've gone ahead and located this. This is by the front walkway leading up to the front door, about 10-15 feet in front of it. The pipe is only 7 inches deep. So obviously we can tell that they didn't achieve a real good downhill slope. Should have been a little bit deeper than that probably. But anyway, we're going to pull back here so you can see our distance counter here, how far of a belly and sag this is as we slowly pull back. So doesn't look too bad there. Once we cleaned out that debris that was caked up in there, we've only got about a 6-7 foot span or so that's holding that water right there, and I don't believe there's a second section, but we'll double check as we pull back. So you can see right here we start to go into that water there. It just doesn't drain out of the system, so we don't expect it to be a major issue. It's all smooth plastic, so things with water chasing behind there should push out the paper and feces over time and not lead to stoppages, but we can't guarantee that because the pipe was not installed to code. So we'll pull back just a little bit right here. We're going to go ahead and mark with some more chalk on the front lawn or front area outside the garage where we've got the beginning of this little sag or belly to the line. Okay, so sorry our camera kind of stopped there for a second recording, so we apologize, and we pulled all the way back out here from this original clean out we went in the backyard. We'll move our camera over to the kitchen to see if we can try to inspect that, and then we'll show the details of the sag that's in the front yard as well as the buried clean outs that need to be accessed. Okay, so we're here in the little patio area Right here is the kitchen clean out. So we've got a very small camera with us now to try to get through here. We have a rubberized adapter to act like a clean out plug because the old cast iron one was broken off to get access. So there's again going to be always a lot of buildup and debris in the kitchen, so it's not a guarantee we're going to get through. We don't want to cause a stoppage, but we're going to go ahead and attempt it. So we're going to go ahead and go turn the water on, leave it running, see if we can push through the line and make sure that there's nothing we see as we continue through the pipe. Okay, so we've got water running right now. We still don't have an image. We are pushing the camera forward. We're going to see if it starts to open up here. So you can see we're occasionally, there we go. We finally opened up. We have somewhat of a view now. So we're going to keep the water running in case there's more heavy buildup. We don't want to cause a stoppage. Still could happen, but we'll give it an attempt here. Okay, we're definitely having some difficulty pushing through the line here. We think we've encountered some heavy buildup and debris. So it's going to be standard with the kitchen, of course, but we wanted to try to see. We've had some kitchen lines that were very problematic with some real big issues, so we do give it an attempt at least. So right now we still have no image on the screen. We're going to pull our camera all the way out, make sure it's still draining 100%. The line's probably going to need to be snaked at some point in the near future with all that buildup that we encountered as we pushed through. We're pulling the camera all the way out right now, hoping there's just some black debris just on the face of the camera lens, which is definitely the case here. This is what happens with all that grease and sludge, all that black debris you can see there. That's what just starts to get inside there, of course, with the kitchen. So just apologize. So try to go back in one more time here. See if we get a view again or not. So the water is draining out, not backing up. Here we go. We're coming back up to an area where we can kind of see a little bit. Trying to rinse off our camera lens. There we go. So again, the line is functional and draining, but as we get farther out, we're going to land up encountering where it's getting close to some turns in the main, some more heavy buildup of all that food and grease from over the years. So it's typical. So we'll go ahead, and we've got a partial view right here, so we're going to go ahead and pause the video while we shut the water off. We'll let that settle down, just see what we've got in the line. We're not going to try to force this down anymore. We don't want to, again, cause a stoppage, but we at least want to get an idea of this pipe. Okay, so the water stopped running, so you can see here, as we come up to a turn on the system, that's where we're hitting that little wall right there, making a slight left turn, probably getting close to dumping into the main off the bathroom, because just behind the kitchen wall is, of course, the bathroom wall as you go across the entire span of the kitchen floor. So, original 2-inch cast iron pipe. Again, it's intact, it's functional. Some buildup, which is going to be expected, of course, and so over time it might need to be snaked and or hydrojetted to really scrape those walls clean of all that, but all in all, it's in fine shape, doesn't need anything right now at this point in time. So you can see we got a pretty good view here as we continue to back up. So this line is okay. Alright, so we don't see anything terribly wrong with that kitchen line. Pull our camera out here. So we're now going to go ahead and move our original camera over to the front yard to show the markings we've created. Okay, so here we're in the front of the house, right in front of the garage. You can see here our marking 10 inches deep with that green line. That's the beginning of that sag or belly to the line. And as we go across the sidewalk there, you can see the word sag with the line. That denotes the entire sag that's in there. And then right at the end, it says 7 inches there. Again, that's the depth. So that's the area there where we've got the issue in front of the house here. Just get an idea of where we're at. So that's that little pocket or pool that was not done to code. Not a big deal. Probably can't correct it because of the depth values of the pipe before and after that. So it probably just have to be lived with. Occasionally, again, might need to be hydrojetted or snaked, but unlikely. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and move over to the buried cleanouts in the front yard. Okay, so here in front of this avocado tree here, sidewalk, here's the front yard. So this green flag right here has the word cleanout written on it. So right here, within a foot of the little rocks ending to the big pebble rocks, that's about where that clean out is. So this general area needs to be dug up right here to expose that clean out so that the roots that are out in the street can be cleaned and maintained. And as we go back over here, see our ladder on the ground. We have another flag right in front. We'll try to move our camera over a bit closer to this so you can see it here. So just a foot in front of that reel for the hose, garden hose, that's where that flag's at. That's where the double sweep clean out is, one going in both directions for the original cast iron part of the house, but it is a plastic clean out. That one could be the one that could be used. However, the one that's closest, of course, would be best because you can use less foaming chemical to treat the line and less distance out. So those are the two cleanouts that need to be exposed to surface. And other than that, that concludes the recording for this property.